Hey everybody, it's May. Happy New Year's Eve and New Year's Day if you're watching it. Tonight I need to set up my Hobonichi Cousin for the weekly design schedule and some personal items. So if that seems interesting, just stay tuned. Hey everybody, before we start the video, I just wanted to go ahead and insert my planner stack for this coming year. The video was so short, it was like 6 minutes, so I went ahead and sped it up ×2, and we'll just voice this over and get right into the plan with me. First thing I'm going to be using is my Hobonichi Weeks. I'm going to be using this when I go out as a wallet. I have my January monthly and weekly in here. This is where I will track all of my wellness and fitness so that I can back plan everything that's like messy notes into my A5 quad. So that being said, this is my A5 quad plum paper. Excuse me. And this is where I will back plan with deco and pretty kits and everything that I put in the Hobonichi Weeks. It's my wellness, my fitness, my medication, lots of notes, and definitely puppy stuff. So that's super important to me. The next planner I'll be using is my A5 Plum Monthly. I will only show a video for this once a month. It will be on the budget kit release day. So you just have your dashboard, the monthly, and then like 11 sheets that just say the name of the month. And like I said, I will only be planning in that once a month. This is not really anything you'll see on camera. This is my B6stology. I started the journal last year and didn't finish it, and I intend to fill it up this year. So, the next planner I'll be using, of course, is my Hobonichi Cousin. This year, we're going to be introducing the daily section in the back, and I'm super excited about it. And I'm using the Avec, and of course, it's the Japanese version. I do kind of mess that up in the plan with me later. When I do my weekly design schedule, I will have to reference these Erin Condren checklist notebooks. Last but not least is definitely my social media planner this year, which will be the 7x9 plum paper neutral vertical columns layout. I offer kits for these. It will fit in the vertical columns, the hourly columns, and the May. I had put my cover on wrong, and I decided to just close up the cover and fix it off camera. So there's a couple other things I'll be using, but they're not really planners. I will be doing recipe folios because I intend to write down recipes once a day for the month and then glue them in. I did get 10 done before Betty passed and we had to leave town. Me and my daughter did a lot of cooking and we took pictures to put on those gingerbread pages. I'm pretty excited about it. So the other thing will be my faith journals each month. I will do a video at the beginning of the month to show what the new folio for the recipes look like and what new item I kind of created to do my faith kits in. Last month I used an Archer and Olive Tea journal, and this month I used the Creative Illusions journal. So this coming month I will show you a new project share. I'm going to be using some graphic 45 papers. And so yeah, each month you'll see a project share of the faith and the recipe, and then the other planners that I mentioned. So how was y'all's Christmas, everybody? I have been to Charleston and I have come back. We got back Friday night. We were going to stay a lot longer with my brother, but I felt like he needed to start the grieving process by himself with his daughter. So we all kind of vacated. And unfortunately, now him and his daughter are sick, which is not surprising because they're very run down. So, you know, it was like that was going to probably happen. So I am back. It was a beautiful, beautiful service. That is pretty much about the only thing I can tell you guys is that I don't think I will ever go to another funeral in my lifetime that was that beautiful. I'll probably talk more about it later, but right now I'm just, I'm not crying today, so we're not going to go there right now. Okay, so we have a budget kit release coming out on Tuesday. And then, of course, we have the March kits coming out on Friday. With Betty's passing on Christmas night, we knew Christmas Eve, it was very, very close. Her goal was to make it to Christmas Day, which she did. She got to spend the day with her family. And I didn't get the release filmed, the new release video filmed for the February kits. They are in the shop. They have been in the shop before Christmas Eve. They were in that Saturday, like I had said. But this Friday on the 5th, when the new kits come out, I'm going to show you February and March. That's just the way I'm going to do it. So we need to go ahead and make sure that I've got my design schedule going to make sure that my release is out on time. And I am designing every single day of the month to be a month ahead. So it's kind of like double designing this week. So it's going to be a little bit of a push to get this week going the way I want. But I want my New Year's to stay on track. That way, I'm not rushing this year. 2024, I really want some changes. I don't want to be struggling all the time. So, very quickly, I want to show the cookie that I was going to eat Christmas night, but I put him in the refrigerator, and I'll be munching him as I'm designing. So, I am going to be using the Hobonichi kit, number 53, Happy New Year. So, let me go ahead and show you what it looks like. It'll be sheet A. Okay. And then sheet B. It's just a 2-page kit. I will supplement with a couple of A5 add-ons. I didn't separate them out by planner, so let's go ahead and go through there. I'll be using the A5 individual checklist, wonky arrows, and circle dots. Okay, the fitness is going to go for the quad. So is the mood trackers and stuff and the weather. I have an extra one for the quad if I need it, or any other one. I might use some of the deco. I probably won't use these dots. I do have the Hobonichi Cousin labels, extra labels, and then I have the deco washi. And I do believe I went ahead and pulled the deco single that was the Happy New Year. So let me go ahead and get that real quick. It's somewhere around here. My goodness. Okay. So yeah, the deco single, cheers, Happy New Year. You know what? The more I think about this, I think I'm going to put him to the side for the daily. And I do want to show y'all something really quickly. In this past release, I did get something added to the daily kit. So this is the sheet A that we all know for the Hobonichi Cousin daily. And then here are the bottom washi strips. It's upside down. And this was sheet B. But I went ahead and added a sheet C. So you get some deco labels. You just get 8, even though they're 7 days. You'll just have to figure out, if you want a day with 2 or if there's one you just don't like. I have the hourly strips that start at 5 a.m. and go to 4 a.m. You don't have to start it at 5 a.m. You can cut it where you need to, and that way it cuts down on me having to design so many different extra add-ons and things like that. So it starts at 5 a.m. and it goes to 4. So if you're a third shift person, and you need it to start at 10, you could cut it at 10 and bring these back around however you need to. But I don't see me using the entire strip, so I'm just going to be cutting it for where I want, basically my work day. And then here are some long vertical solid washi strips to kind of divide your day. So if you want to put work on one side and personal on the other, or on the top and the bottom. So you could use it horizontal or vertical. You just need to cut it the way you like. So I thought that was pretty cool. I did backdate it for January, and it's included also on the the February kits. So yeah. All right, so I think I'm going to set these up here to be able to put into the back of my Hobonichi Cousin. Oh, my camera is just a booger tonight, y'all. Yes, it is. So let's go ahead and get down the strips. I'm going to use the solid at the top. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. So it's kind of funny. I just finished the Japanese version, and now I'm back in the English version. And in case anyone's been wondering, yes, the kit works in the Japanese and in the English. It works just fine. No worries. So the actual only difference between the two planners is back here in your daily section. This area is just a skosh smaller, I believe it is. It's either smaller or larger. It's just this one little box right here. That's basically it. So, yeah. So, Okay, now this is the Japanese version. I'm sorry, I just left the English version and I'm back in the Japanese version. So as you can see, yeah, so it's smaller in the English for that section I just showed you. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and block in the bottom. The sidebar looks like it's the stars, so let's just put the black at the bottom. I think that'd be pretty cool. Put the black at the bottom. So yeah, we did have a good Christmas, despite everything. My brother even said in his eulogy that he didn't want anyone to feel like Christmas was tainted in the future for him and for my niece Audrey. They looked at it as Betty got her Christmas, the best Christmas gift in the whole world. She got to go home to be with her Lord and Savior, and is exactly what her Christmas wish was. She made that very clear a couple of days before Christmas that she was absolutely ready. My brother delivered her eulogy, and you guys, I was praying the entire time that he wouldn't crack, because he was determined he was going to do that for her. They had talked in detail about how she wanted her funeral done, and I can tell you, my brother honored every single wish that she had, and then some. He did. He delivered that eulogy, guys, and he did have to pause a few times, but he did not crack. And I don't think there was anyone in that room who wasn't just blubbering like a big old baby, but with tears of joy, and just, it was a beautiful, beautiful service. It really, really was. She did get military honors. Betty was a retired Navy veteran. She served her entire 20, and they did the flag ceremony. They did not want the 21 gun salute. That was not something she wanted. Plus, there were small children there, and Betty actually took that into account when they were planning her funeral. That she didn't want her younger nieces and nephews to be shocked and scared at her funeral. It's already, hard enough. So they did opt not to do that part, but they did the flag ceremony, and oh my gosh, you guys, it was just so beautiful. It was just so beautiful. Okay, so what planners are you guys using this year? I'm super curious. A lot of my customers have made a giant switch. I've got people who went from plum to hobos. I've got people who went from hobos to plums. I've got a couple of people who actually went to Happy Planner. I seen Brandy. I'm going to call you out. I cannot believe it. You said, no, May, don't show me no more hobo stuff. You can't make me buy one. Girl, I didn't ask you. I didn't ask you. I know you was teasing. I didn't try to, convince you or nothing. I can see the black under there. That's going to bug me. But I can't believe you switched. I cannot believe you switched. Oh my gosh. But I'm going to tell you what, I think your plan for how you're going to use your daily pages and things like that, I do think it's going to work for you. I really do. Yeah, so that was pretty cool. I watched that video just before I started filming, and I was like, no, she didn't. So I am looking forward to watching Brandy's Plan With Me videos. Maybe I'll get some inspiration. Brandy loves to do sticker surgery, and it would be kind of cool to learn how to do it without being totally aggravated all the time. That's why I don't do it. That's why I like to size the kids perfect. Absolutely drives me bonkers to have to do sticker surgery, but Brandy is a wizard at it. I gotta say, that is like her deal. So I can't wait to use these new circle dots. I want to see how they look. I better not be mad, y'all. I better not be mad. Sorry about that, guys. The camera is just being a wonky butt today. That's all I can say. Well, tonight. Not staying up to watch the ball drop. I never do. I'm old, my peoples. I don't care for it. Me and Tater like to try to get in the bed before all the gun shooting starts, because I do live in the South, and that's what they do instead of firecrackers. Don't get me wrong, we got firecrackers, but mostly it's people shooting off guns. There's already been an incident down the street just a few minutes ago. They had a fire truck. I don't know if they, fire truck shows up for everything around here. So I don't know if they caught their house on fire with fireworks or if they shot somebody. I don't know what they did. Who only knows? But I try to get me and Tater Tot into bed before, you know, all of it really starts. Try to get him good in sleep. So I am going to put in... Is this one the one I want? Yeah, I want the 2024 up here. I don't like the calendar. I want to cover it up. I do not like looking at that. So, I'm super excited that it's finally time to play with all my goodies. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy about it. So, we are going to go ahead and put in a label here in the middle. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Put in this gold one. Goodness gracious, come on now. My fingers are a bit askew today, guys. I think it's the weather. We're expecting snow on Wednesday. And it's supposed to be quite a significant amount from what my aunt was just telling me. So, yay, cheers. Okay, so, I do want to separate my day from my work day to my personal. So, I think what I'm going to use is these, that's kind of cool. It's got like that black damask type design in the center that will go with the black that's already on the page. So I'm thinking at 8 o'clock we're going to go, let's do it right here. Let us divide it at 7 p.m. That works for me. Yep. So this is kind of like my catch-all little booger. In this section in the weekly. It's going to be that way for my daily as well, but just way more broken down. And so this is, even though this is the same planner I used last year, it is definitely going to be a different way that I'm going to be using it. I don't like not utilizing those back pages. Last year I kind of got used to the fact that I just wasn't using them. This year I just really don't want to do that. Okay, wait a minute. How did I do it? Okay, so get the clock up by the 19. There we go. Alright. I definitely want to use a lot more of the stickers that I design as add-ons. I don't use a whole ton of them. I had gotten out of planning for a while because I had gotten behind, and I just don't want to do that again. So, let's go ahead and figure out how we're going to cut this. I think I'm just going to cut it straight up in there. Real light. Hopefully that cut. It didn't. You bugger. You bugger. There we go. It did cut it. I just didn't get it off. Okay. So we'll stick that little booger back on there. And in case you are wondering, some people told me that in the kit they didn't have enough labels. And in this one, you do actually get some patterns in there. So I think it's kind of cool. I'm going to try to utilize that a little bit this year. Alright, so in order to get the new release out on time, the first thing we're going to be doing each day is working on the March release. Yep. It takes me about 3 days of work and study on it. So, that's cool. I'm going to spread it out into 4. I'm going to give myself a little bit of grace because I do have some new items that are now going to be considered habits. Daily, shop-related habits and personal habits as well. So, I need to make sure that I'm not overwhelmed with what I put in my schedule. Because I have a very bad habit of making a to-do list, and it's a crazy long one, and I don't allow myself grace until the list is finished, and I just can't do that this year. So we are going to go ahead and put this right here. This is the day that the new release comes out, and we also need to put one on Tuesday. We'll get to that in just a second. Okay, so I don't want to put my paydays in my weekly, so they're only in my monthly. Right here, okay guys, so as you can tell, this has been edited. I had started laying down stickers and I was like, it ain't working for me. So, let's do round 2. How about that? Alright, so what I'm going to do is, right here is where I'm going to start for the new release that comes out on Friday. So, I'm going to start with what I always start with is the large plum. And I didn't make a label for that. Of course I didn't when I was off camera. Of course I didn't. Okay guys, I'm sorry I'm having to voice it over yet again in our first video of 2024. But I'm trying to use this weekly to do my design schedule. And my goal for 2024 is to be 1 month ahead. So I am actually putting in what you see on screen right now is this week's new release that comes out on January 5th, which is the March design schedule. So I'm having to make sure that I break down every section and all the planner options times 4 for all the kits I offer to be done by Thursday night to be into Etsy on time for you guys. And then once I get this done, I'm also going to be doing my new design schedule for the year 2024, where I do several kits of only one planner option per day. And that way, if I work on each one of the planner options every single day of the month, I'm always 1 month ahead. This week, it is just double designing, super crunch time, because my brother and Audrey are coming up this weekend, and I don't want to neglect, any time with them, especially after Betty's passing. And because I lost a week of designing, I'm having to make sure that within the next 4 days, I get everything done. So I kind of put the stickers down. It wasn't working for me, and I was fumbling with all these larger scripts. So my goal is to go ahead and get things, since this whole learning experience of doing this planning with me, of ready to go sheets for when I do my weekly. When I finish this section right here, I also put in that I need to film the budget plan with me video tomorrow when I do the releases for that. And I'm scheduling the new release video, but I just don't know what time I want to post it on Friday. It depends on when I get the listings into Etsy. Right here is where I'm putting down the labels of the one option I do per day to stay ahead. And this is actually for the April design schedule. And I didn't put any personal items in because, not that I didn't want to continue planning this week out, it's just this week is too busy to actually put any actual personal items in on this part. I'll do it in my daily. This video is getting quite long, and the truth is I'm not sure how I want to put the labels in of what videos are posting each day this week and things like that, because I can break this down into greater detail in the daily section. So I think when I plan my daily out tomorrow morning, because it's Monday and I want to do it just a day at a time, or at least I might just do my daily as like a rough and do a flip back through it each time I do a plan with me. I'm not sure. But tomorrow I'll know how I want my daily to look, and as I do it, I can use the leftover weekly kit to be able to come in here and put them where I need to, if that makes any sense. But this was my plan with me. It is a very, it's going to be a very rough week, but like I said, this is the only week, hopefully, Lord willing, this year that I have to double design, because I am refusing to move my new release date, guys. I just am. So I want my new release date out on the day I said. I want my budget kits out on the day I said. I want to keep things the way they are supposed to be, the way I have them written down. I don't like jumbling things up and changing things up. It really does mess me up. So this is my plan with me for the first week of January. I am sorry, I am a little out of practice. I have not really did like a weekly plan with me in forever. I will get better and quicker at that, I promise. And I'm going to downsize my scripts to be able to get a hold of them quicker. I did get most of my cookie eaten, so I'm kind of happy about it. So until I see you guys for another video, y'all have a nice night. Bye!